Good morning, everybody. Well, at least for me, it is very early in the morning. Today we got here the XPro X24. We're going to be testing it, doing the review, as I call it. It's been a very interesting bike ever since I owned it. This is a 2021 model to start with. I purchased this last month. I think I got it on the 14th or 13th of April. So I've had it now for 3 weeks, and like I said, it's been a very interesting bike in the sense that well, it came with a very tiny issue, but it took me a while to find out what it was, because nobody would have thought of that, especially being brand new. So if you guys remember when I did the unboxing, and if you haven't watched it, I will encourage you to watch it. I had a issue where the bike kept stalling on me, and I thought it was me. You know, at first I said, well, maybe it is me, to where I'm giving it too much clutch and not too much gas. But then it kept happening while idling as well. You know, it was at a red light, and it kept stalling on me. And so I started digging a little bit more into it. I reached out to the company and I said, hey, I think that I could have a bad injector, which is typically what it is, you know, a clogged injector. I said, well, maybe I had debris in the gas tank from factory, and when I added the gas, it all went to the injector and clogged it up, and maybe that's why I'm having issues. But yes, they did send the injector. I put it on, and it wasn't the injector. Instead, it was the what they call the T-map, or the map sensor. The map sensor is as important, if not more important, than the actual fuel injector, because what the T-map sensor, which is located on the manifold where the fuel injector is, that tells based on how much air is flowing and the temperature. That's why it's called the T-map. It's called the temperature, manifold, and then something. I forgot, you know, what everything means, but I know that when you read it, it reads as T-map. So what it does is it sends information to the ECU. The ECU then gives a command to the injector to spit so much fuel depending on what you're doing. So it happens that when I took it off to inspect it, there are 2 O-ring gaskets, and both of them were kind of like chipped off. So I'm assuming that what happened is that whoever did the assembly, maybe for this bike and many more out there, didn't wasn't too cautious about it. So what ended up happening is that I was getting an air leak through the sensor, and this sensor cannot have any leaks whatsoever, because then it's going to send the wrong information to the ECU. And so, as I said, that's what was causing the stalls and the poor acceleration, and it just wasn't running right, you know. And it was also causing overheats, because it was making the bike run a little lean. So I went ahead and purchased the new T-map sensor, but this time I didn't go through the warranty, as I think that, you know, these manufacturers, they might be using the aftermarket one. So I bought the original sensor. I think the brand is Melpy or something like that. I can't recall right now, but you guys will see here on the screen the sensor with the part number. And after replacing that, it's been heaven. The bike is running perfect now. I also went ahead and installed an oil cooler to it, and that's helping a lot. I was getting temperatures of about 310 degrees, and the bike is still breaking in. Right now it has almost 200 miles. I also been using the KPR 200 to go to work. I've been breaking up or breaking in both of the bikes, and so that's why I haven't haven't added more miles into this bike. But yes, as I said, this bike now has no issues whatsoever. The oil cooler is keeping those temperatures low. Now it doesn't go above 269 degrees, which is a huge difference. Now, when we reach the 500 miles or more, it should cool down even more. So yes, I already did an oil change after adding the good oil from Royal Purple. I went ahead and replaced it already. I added a NGK Iridium. I can't say that word sometimes. Iridium spark plug, and that gave it a little better starts on cold. I think it starts a little better. It gives it slightly better power. But anyways, here we are on the highway. We're gonna go ahead and do a 0. Let's see here. We're gonna do a 0 to 60. Let's see. Fourth gear. And there we are, guys. So now we are on the highway. I'm taking I-95 here in West Palm Beach. I'm heading to work. Today is Saturday, a day before Mother's Day 2022. Right now we're doing about 8,000 RPMs, doing 65. Now we're doing 6 gear at 7,000 RPMs, doing about 70. Just keep in mind, guys, that you're not gonna beat anybody in traffic. Right now I hate being next to a truck. So right now I'm doing a little less than 70 because this is a bridge, 6 gear. I'm 225 pounds, so just keep in mind that even though this bike is highway capable, if you had to get into a situation to where you had to move out of the way, it could be a little bit challenging. You're gonna have to either slow down or move lanes to avoid that, because if you're trying to get more speed out of it, it's gonna be hard, guys. Now, what I do like about this bike a lot is that it came geared already for the highway. So I'm assuming that these Chinese manufacturers, they test things, and they knew this was coming to the US market. And unlike the KPR 200, this one is geared just about right. It has a 13T for the front and a 36T for the rear. And at 7,000 RPMs, I feel a lot better than doing 9,000. With the KPR 200, I brought it on the highway. It is also highway capable. However, it was revving at 9,000. So luckily for me, I don't have to travel too far on the highway. It's only about, I think it's like 10 miles south. And so, yeah, right now, like I said, look, we're doing about 70, fluctuates. and the max that I've gotten to is about 75. So that's without any modifications. The only thing I've done to this bike is replace the muffler and the spark plug. Other than that, everything else is just stock. Something I did notice is that from the windscreen I was getting a little vibration sound. It was getting annoying. So to fix it, I went ahead and added double adhesive tape, but I didn't remove the adhesive part, or I didn't remove that little film from one side so that it didn't stick to the bike, but instead created like a rubberized material, so that it didn't make contact, you know, plastic with plastic, causing that annoying sound. And that did resolve the issue, guys. Beautiful morning today. It says that it will rain around 1 p.m. So I said, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna do the video early in the morning. And that's what I'm doing right now, guys. So like I said, it is definitely a decent little bike to ride on the highway. Just don't expect, you know, to beat traffic. That's all I'm saying. Hey, I'm keeping okay with the traffic. Max speed here is about 65 and I'm doing 61 right now. So yeah, I mean, if you're questioning the reliability of the bike, well, I gotta say, so far it's been great. I think that the T-map sensor, it's not gonna come defective for everybody. That was just maybe bad luck for me. The bike is super comfortable. You know, I suffer from hand fatigue on bikes, and this one doesn't give me you know, that problem. Unless I'm riding for like long periods of time, then, you know, I gotta take a break. But I think that's with like any bike. The oil cooler is definitely recommended that you guys buy it and get it. I mean, it's only like $80, and it took really no time to get it installed. It was maybe like tops like 2 hours, because I had to create a bracket. You know, after removing the plastic grill that is on the front, I created like a metal mount that actually came from the tag before I did the fender delete, which is another update I did. I forgot to mention that I did the fender delete on this bike, and parts from the Ninja 300 do fit. So that fender delete is for Ninja 300 from 13 to 17, and it was perfect. I mean, I had no customizations to it, no nothing. But yes, there's like a metal bracket that came around that area. You guys are seeing that on the screen. So I used this, I cut the edges, then I drill 2 holes on the sides so that it fitted the frame of the bike. And then on the middle, I had to downshift a little. And then on the middle, I added 2 more holes for the actual cooler. And that was it. Towards the bottom side, I just zip tied it. But again, it is a very nimble bike. Definitely recommended for beginners. You know, or even people who know how to ride and you just want something that you can, you know, flick around and, you know, just move it from side to side and not worry about the weight. You know, sometimes bigger bikes, they are cool for sure, but you do get the you know, the stress of, you know, being a super powerful bike. And you know, even if you have experience, you know, sometimes we do get that stress. I mean, and I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to say that this is better than any higher displacement bike. I'm just saying this is a good beginner bike that is good for everybody, you know, depending on what you want from a bike. You know, if you want speed, if you want, you know, wheelies all the time and having something super powerful, then unfortunately this is not a bike for you. You know, if you're looking to commute to work, save money, okay? I you know, when I talk about money, you know, I just, for the hell of it, I went to a local dealership. I'm not gonna mention the name. You know, every dealership has their own little hustle, you know, they got to do to make money. I went there, I was looking for the Kawasaki Z400 2022 model, and they had it at $47.99 listed on the internet. So I said, you know, hey, you know, maybe another $1,000 or $2,000 more, I get a name brand bike, 400, you know, cc's, or 398, I think it is. I said, you know, why not inquire about it and, you know, see what the price is out the door. So it came out to be $7,200 out the door. Well, I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you later.
One eternity later.
Alrighty guys, so here we are getting off work finally. As I said, tomorrow is Mother's Day, so today's Saturday 2022, and we will be once again testing the X24 on the highway. So something I forgot to mention is that I also had to calibrate the speedometer on this bike. So let's not forget about that. I have a little device which is actually dangling around because I pinched it with another wire, in which I'm gonna have to zip tie. So anyways, there we go. Now the bike has exactly 203 miles. Let me get comfortable here. There we go. And as you guys can hear probably, is that we have no more stuttering. That's awesome. So yes, if you guys want my true recommendation here, I gotta say that this bike is definitely worth it. You know, it's $2,800 plus shipping and taxes. It came to like almost $3,400. That's with everything. And then the DMV, since I paid the taxes already on Amazon, they credited the taxes, so I end up paying for a new tag, registration, everything, and the title. And I got the title the same day. I ended up paying like $109 at the DMV here in Florida. So that wasn't too bad. And here we are about to enter I-95 is what we call it here in Florida, which is a highway. Traffic is really light today, just like in the morning time. It is Saturday, so not too many people work today. Did 63 here. 6th gear. The only downside with this bike, like with any other bike, is the fact that since it's lightweight, a little bit of wind and it kind of throws you off a little bit. I mean, it is not terrible, but definitely noticeable. Well guys, after that sensor replacement, this thing is actually quite nice now, I'm telling you. I mean, the engine feels so much smoother, and there's definitely more power. I mean, it's not something crazy like, oh wow, it's like twice the power, but I would say it got better, maybe 20% better than it used to be. We're gonna stop right here. Okie dokes. And here we are. Alrighty guys, so there we have it for the review here and highway test of the XPro X24 2021 from Amazon. I gotta say, if you guys want to make this bike ride great, do the oil cooler. If you want to make it sound cool, change the muffler. You don't have to change, you know, the pipe that goes to the motor. That's good as it is, but change that if you want to. If you want to make it a little cool, change the little fender piece here for the tag. It's called the fender delete. Don't forget to calibrate your speedometer, as I showed you guys on the previous video. Check out my channel. The links will be provided down below. That way you get accurate speed readings. Other than that, make sure you break it in properly. Don't do like me, going too fast too early on the highway. But this is just to give you guys some information on how it does on the highway, of course. Also, don't forget to adjust the chain. I already had to adjust it once after about 150 miles. They like to stretch a little. And that's it. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about the XPro X24. Will you buy it? Will you pass on it? Will you get something better, bigger? Let me know. Me personally, I recommend it for beginners. See you guys on my next one.